Listen, I'm trying to be discreet about this. Nurse Micah is out of control. She gets on the podcast. She talks about the JPWO. I'm not in the JPWO. I'm not in JPWO. So Friday night, you guys have a match. Nurse Micah's got to go. She's got to go. I don't care how you deal with it. You know what I mean?
You know who I am.
I don't care how you deal with it. But since you're going to deal with it, correct?
Yes,
Friday,
I'll deal with it.
You're walking out of Princeton as the women's champion.
Yes, correct.
Here.
Absolutely.
I decided to compensate you.
Jeff, this is $4.
Listen.
$4.
I'll have more money Friday. It's the principle. It's the principle.
Where did you even get these things?
I will have more. That's not important. I will have more money on Friday.
I guess.
Just make sure you take care of it, all right?
You hold on to this. I think you need it more than I do. I got you.
Are you serious?
I got you.
I ain't gonna prom
I got
drink.
you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Spooky Lou with what's sure to be a rather controversial episode of WrestleRoni. Right in front of us right now, leader of the JPWO, Jeff Paul, baby. What's up, Jeff Paul?
What's up? Sorry, my Bluetooth was on. And I'm not driving the car, by the way, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I don't want a bunch of messages. Don't podcast and drive.
I think that's going to be the least of folks' worries by the end of this episode. Before we get into things, something me and you was just discussing, bit of a heartbreaker today, Jeff Paul. I don't know if you saw, I know you did see it. I saw it, same as you did. Casey King has left the sport of professional wrestling. I love that guy. What's your feelings on this?
So people probably would think I'm happy about that because me and Casey haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'm not. I really wouldn't wish that on anybody. And actually, me and Casey King recently, I mean, it's crazy the timing of this because we had a little heart-to-heart about probably 5 days ago, and we kind of just laid all on the table. And we talk like grown-ass men, and that's how you're supposed to do it, man. Unfortunately, some people can't do stuff like that, you know what I mean? They can't talk. They have to, talk behind the back and do all that stuff. But, I mean, he's definitely one of the better baby faces around. So
sure.
I'm kind of upset I never got a match with him because I think that would have been money. I like to consider myself one of the top heels. That's what they tell me. So if, I don't want to put myself there too much, but I think one of the top baby faces and the top heels would be a pretty good match.
I agree 110%. You can definitely draw that heel heat, and folks love Casey King. And for good reason. Casey King, you're a good dude. You busted your ass for the business. We love and respect you. Look out for Casey King.
Yeah, I think he'll be back. I mean, I don't want to – I'm not saying he's lying. That's not what I'm saying. But, when you have to choose between your health or something like that, you kind of need to take a break. You know what I mean? And I don't know if maybe like – the way technology is, if there's some sort of adaptive equipment he could use to protect it, you know what I mean, from being re-injured. I'm not sure how it works. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. But, technology has come a long way.
For sure. And one thing I wanted to mention about my interview with Casey, I never knew about any of his ailments growing up. He never mentioned it in the interview. I noticed he talked a bit differently than you and I. But you would think, doing an interview, you would use that to your advantage and give folks this sob story to get behind. And I'm not
He's
trying
not
to
really his thing. I think he's the opposite, really. I think he really just wanted his work to show. I mean, like I said, like I said, I'm in no means kissing this dude's ass because we've been at each other's throat for years. But, I mean, it kind of gets to the point where we just kind of like, why are we even where we're at with it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like I said, I respect, what he has done. I mean, here's the thing to me, and everybody's opinion's different. Yours may be different than mine. That's fine. But I think the best compliment you can get as a worker is that you're safe. So if somebody says that guy's safe, safe in the ring, that's a good compliment. And I've never heard him being unsafe or anything like that. So to me, that's a pretty good career when you can go out and nobody has anything to say about your in-ring work. Bad. So.
That's true, and he was getting a lot of, he was getting shots at some big names, fighting Ethan Page, a lot of big names in ASWs, and there's reason for that. Obviously, he was safe, or you're not going to fight a guy that's on weekly TV.
Well, the last time I saw him, like I said, I mean, it wasn't a thing where we hate each other. We just disagreed about a bunch of stuff. But I told him, like, dude, you look great. Like, I told him, I said, you look good. You look like you've been in the gym. It was in the ASW locker room. It was last year sometime. So you look like you've been hitting the gym hard. So, I mean, that's the thing, dude. I don't have to, they're flashing their lights. Better slow down. Sorry, she drives like a damn maniac. But I'm 29 years old, dude. Got 2 kids. I really don't have time. I mean, let me say this. Me and Casey King had misunderstandings, and we was able to talk it like grown men. There's some people in this world that's past that with me. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't reached that point. Like, it was very easily fixable.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I'm glad we brought him up. All due respect to Casey King. Wonderful guest. I called him the perfect guest for what I'm going for on the podcast. Nothing but love and respect. Let's move on to what Jeff Paul is doing this weekend, next weekend. You've got a couple stacked cards ahead of you, sir. Let's just get into that before we talk about that crazy RSW Battle Royal where you broke dude's tailbone. You murdered Austin, just in case you haven't seen the short floating around YouTube. But that's good.
I broke the tailbone?
No, by you throwing him over the top rope and then him landing on his ass, it looked to me as if Austin broke his tailbone, but that can not be confirmed at the moment.
Damn, I didn't even think I had eliminated anybody.
Yeah, well, there's quite the clip I'll send you, and you'll enjoy it. You'll get a laugh out of it.
Yeah, I laugh about it. I just got back at like 3 this morning. I was in Dayton, Ohio for XVW, and it's pretty, it's really nice up there. They do weekly television.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to go to Concord University at 10 o'clock to speak with their marketing class. We're doing a show. We did last year. We do their spring fling every year in the gymnasium, and it draws about 500 students. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. College kids are wild. I mean, they really get into it.
Hell yeah. And while you were at XVW, I saw you make a financial transaction with one Ari Alexander. I'm going to start calling you the $4 man.
Yeah.
What's that about?
All I'm going to say is Nurse Micah bit the hand that fed her. She's completely out of control. And, she's going to have to be humbled. And I think that's what happened on Friday night. Now, I won't say too much, but I think Nurse Micah finally gets humbled on Friday night.
Friday night, that's what we're on here to talk about. We're talking about money. We're talking about Friday night. It's about proving a point. You got a stack card. But, Jeff Paul only got $4 to give Ari Alexander. Did somebody, rip you off for a ring or something? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, man, I mean, we've talked about this about every time I've been on here. Brian Logan's a piece of shit. He always has been a piece of shit. For some reason, he's been allowed. It's so weird to me, man. People will get ran out of this business for the littlest, pettiest shit. And then a guy like Brian Logan has been able to stay around as long as he has. The dude literally, and you used to be able to, and nobody's past is perfect, dude. So I don't even like bringing the past up, but for this guy, I will, because, again, he's a piece of shit.
Right.
In Oak Hill, he literally jumped out of a steel cage and beat the hell out of this old woman. He went to prison for it. It used to be available on YouTube. I think they removed it, but for a while you could watch it. I mean, he literally jumped out of the cage and beat the hell out of this old woman.
Why?
She told him, she called him out for being high or something, man. He just snapped. I think he was high on something, and he just snapped, and then he hit her daughter, and when the cops came, he cried like a little bitch, because that's what he does.
Wow.
Dude, here's how I'll describe Brian Logan to you, okay? If somebody asks me. His dad shot him multiple times, okay? So, you tell somebody, hey, describe this person to me. Well, his dad tried to kill him. So I mean, that kind of sums it up. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
What kind of person he is. But yeah, I mean, for the people that don't know the story, me and Tim was trying to get a ring. Tim sent him $1,000 for a down payment for the ring. It came time to pick the ring up. He kept making excuses. You know, we found out the ring was gone probably a week after Tim sent the $1,000.
Wow.
The person that bought it came forward and showed us the time and date and everything they purchased it. So, just, you know, but while we're on Brian Logan, so, you know, that's a felony amount of money.
Yeah.
You know, if people want to be assholes about it. I'm not sure how Tim feels about it. He may go that way. I don't really deal with the police like that. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in a different kind of, you know, I think success would be a better revenge. So, like, the dude, you know, that wasn't good enough. He took the money. Now he's running a show 15 miles from where I run shows on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. He had his date first. I'll be honest about that. Mm-hmm. And when I saw he had that date, I said, okay, I'm going to run against him, and I'm going to outdraw him by hundreds. So we've really stacked this card. In my opinion, it's one of the better shows I've ever put on. You know, let me just tell you the card real quick. All right?
Fuck Brian Logan. Let's talk about the good things going on in PWL.
You be the judges. Main event, Huff Manley versus Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got Chance Profit versus Vance Desmond.
Yep.
Okay.
Legends.
Jeff Paul versus Kerry Morton for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship.
There you go.
You've got Ari Alexander and Nurse Micah for the Women's Championship.
Damn.
You got DD Trash versus Sid Myers and Tyler Osborne. DD Trash versus JPWO. I mean, it doesn't. You've got Victor Andrews working Sean Cruz, and if anybody does any research, Victor Cruz has done a lot of work for WWE. He was just on Raw a couple of months ago. He's been everywhere, done it all. Hell of a worker. So I mean, you've got Aaron West in action. I mean, there's no match on that card that's going to be like, there's no sleeper. You know what I mean? Like, every match is top notch.
That is pretty ridiculous. But that's kind of what you've been known to do lately. Not just because you're on the show. I mean, the fans are there. The fans are loud, and they keep showing up. There's a reason for this. I'm seeing it just the same as everybody else. You're killing it, and I think you're about to show old Brian Logan what's up.
Well, we do long-term storytelling, man, and we don't have to, you know, I do good business people. Now, the thing is, you know, we had an issue, and I really won't get into it too much. I'll just say this. If you come into my locker room being a dick, you won't be back in my locker room. And it ain't one of those things. If you come in my locker room trying to big league everybody, especially the promoter, you're going to get called out on it, and you're just going to be told, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just that simple. I don't worry about being politically correct when it comes to how my roster and myself as promoter get treated. You know, we've busted our ass. We've ran through the COVID pandemic. We've run successful shows. We don't need somebody that really ain't did shit yet anyway to come in and act like they're a lot better than they are and to big league a bite. And then here's how I want to give you an example. I'll be in a second. Here's how I want to give you an example of how this stuff works. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they talk. Yeah, we talk face to, you know, we have a little, I tell them what I'm unhappy with. Mm-hmm. You know, we supposedly talk it out, you know, face to face. You want to fight, you want to talk, whatever. Oh, it's cool. Then you go off where I'm not there to defend myself. What are you looking for?
I need your wallet.
Jesus Christ. Do you hear that? She's at the store. She needs my wallet. But you talk it out. Everything's cool, whatever. And then I find out you go to your training, you know, or your facility, and you get in a group of people, and you're doing nothing but bad-mouthing me and my promotion. So that's what I'm saying. That's how certain people are in this business. There is no face-to-face interaction. And like I said, that goes back to the Casey King thing. I can respect Casey King because we had a mutual understanding. I told him to call me, you know, let's squash the BS, whatever. And that's what we did. So that's how a man handles things. But again, this business is starting to be filled with a bunch of little boys that really need to be humbled.
Right on. And let me say this about PWL, and let me put my name on the line, and let me put my stamp of approval. While you do have these TV names like Brian Pillman Jr., Hernandez, whoever may be showing up, they're not needed. He has a roster to where you don't have to bring in TV names. PWL is the draw. Folks like Huff Manley, Tyler Osborne, Josh Williams, Jeff Paul, Caden Pierre. We could go on forever.
Yeah.
Aaron West, Nurse Micah, whether you're happy with it or not, you have the roster where you don't have to bring in TV names. But hell yeah, I'm always down to meet Brian Pillman Jr., so keep on bringing them. By all
We've
means.
done a really good job, man, of bringing, building our local talent up.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're really good. I mean, and here's the thing, man. We don't have a lot of hobby wrestlers. Like, my people are out there busting ass, They're doing this 3 and 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So, it's not one of those where you got people that come in and work once a month. Like, they're all young. They're all hungry. And the ones that's, I got people in their 40s that look like $1 million.
Yeah.
So, I have a perfect variety. I'm very proud of what we've done, and I'm also proud, man. Running Southern WV, there's a lot of, how do I say, outdated ways of thinking and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm very proud of how diverse my locker room is. I mean, my tag team partner is a gay black man. Mm-hmm. We've had transgender workers, great workers come in. I've had, it's just our women's division is awesome. I mean, it's just I'm so damn proud because we are so diverse, and it's like a big family. And dude, you saw at the RSW taping. If you start that homophobic shit around me, man, I'm gonna snap. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I hopped off the apron or whatever.
Right in the middle of the match, I'll tell the folks. Right in the middle of the match, Caden was catching some heat from the crowd, but not the good. It's 2023 kid, young kid, dumb kid, saying some dumb shit, and finally Jeff Paul, after about 4 or 5 different things, he just right in the middle of the ring, he just called him out. How stupid do you want to make yourself look? And called him right out on the spot.
Well, I told him to shut the fuck up. That everybody sitting beside him started cheering, dude, because they was tired of hearing it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't nobody going along with him. He was, he was on his own on that. And hell, I'm right next to him, recording, cringing every time.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just you're entitled to to cheer. You're entitled to boo, whatever, but you're not entitled to be a homophobic piece of crap.
Right on. Right on. And while I have you here, let's play devil's advocate, because I'd like to think I'm forward thinking. I'd like to think my wife's forward thinking. And when me and my wife was in attendance, she said, well, the guy, he is a heel. You're wanting a reaction. So you kind of see it through her eyes. What do you say to somebody like that without crossing the line? Do you get where I'm saying?
You can laugh at his outfit, so whatever, but when you start dropping that 3-letter word over and over and over, that's where it kind of That's where it kind of, and when you start saying things that are very inappropriate, like some of the stuff that guy was saying, I would take offense to as a straight man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just some of the stuff was if my kids was there and he was saying it as a fan, I would have approached him.
That's a good point, too.
It's just too much. There's a certain level you just don't cross. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and to make a long story short, that kid apologized. That kid left the venue, came back with tears in his... Man, okay. Situation solved. I'd like to think everybody came out of it a better person.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hey, while we got you on here, I don't know if I'll have you on again before the big match. I'm coming up for this one, April 8th. Jeff Paul, Jason the Gift Kincaid, Beard versus Beard match only in West Virginia, only in PWL. Dude, I'm hyped for this one. I'm making the trip.
Dude, have you ever seen Jason Kincaid without a beard?
Back in the day, and
he is one ugly son of a bitch.
That's how old I am. I can
Right.
remember Jason Kincaid without a beard.
He's got a face not even a mother could love.
But you've been rocking that damn beard for so long. That's a part of you. That's a part of your character, your persona. What happens if you lose? Where do you go?
I don't. Well, that's not an option. But if I was to lose, I would grow this back in 1 week.
Oh, okay. It takes a week to grow back, huh? What?
With the assistance of my fiance, I would grow this back in 1 week.
Oh, elaborate.
Not on the podcast, but
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that's going to be an awesome match. You got Billy Knox coming to PWL for the first time against Stephen Meeks for the first time, I believe, in PWL. Am I right?
yep.
So, you got some bangers on the horizon. I just watched the press conference the other day for Cyclops and Benny Conley. That was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
Guards. I think my daughter could have been a better security guard than them. They didn't control nothing.
Well,
Good Lord.
You're going to have to talk to your folks, man.
Shoo. Those security guards were scared to death.
Well, I mean, Cyclops, no joke. Benny Conley, no joke.
Yeah, but man, we gotta work on the security budget, I guess.
There you go. There you go. You're going to have to leave them TV stars at home for a show and bring in Atlas security, I guess.
I've never seen somebody try to go through a plastic table either, but
We've attempted it in RSW a couple times. I've yet to see anybody go through them. They seem to just bounce off of them.
yeah, they never go well.
What's your future plans as far as RSW is concerned? It's a promotion you don't have to worry about.
You'll have to ask
bullshit.
Tim Cross, man. You'll have to ask Tim Cross. I mean, not shitting on the other guys, but where's Jeff Paul's push? I don't know.
You had an opportunity. You had the opportunity just in the battle royal.
Well, I got screwed, man. I was getting heckled by that guy in the front row, and somebody came and took advantage of me while I wasn't looking.
Well, you gotta quit letting them fans get to you.
Well, you had damn cats and everything else running around, man. My allergies was, couldn't even see when I got there because the cat hair.
Well, you shouldn't have picked up the cat.
I was going to use the cat as leverage to win the battle royal.
Ah,
but then it clawed me right on the nipple and took off running. So
there's where you went south. It was all south from there. Well, there's still other titles to look at in RSW. Look forward to seeing you back in RSW. So after you beat, well, let's go to WWE for a moment. I did want to ask you, Jake Paul may be leaving WWE after WrestleMania.
It's Logan.
Okay.
Jake's the boxer.
Yeah, see, what do I know? You know him better than anybody. Do we get him here in West Virginia? What do we got to do to bring these boys to West Virginia?
There's not enough money in the world to bring them to West Virginia.
They can't do the family a favor, though?
Well, let's just say this. If they were loving family members, I wouldn't be at Sam's buying a case of Prime right now.
I gotcha. That's where the relationship's at right now?
They forget where they come from.
God, yeah, they left you behind. Forgot all about you, huh?
But I was going to fly out to Saudi Arabia, but I figured I shouldn't because, if I go to Saudi Arabia, who's going to hold this dump down?
Well, there you go. You're looking out. You're looking out. Somebody's got to hold down the fort. Good on you. Good on you, man. So, I was going to ask you this as well while I have you on here. I'm sure you're aware, me and you've been in discussions, and I'll just ask you here in public. Saturday Night Shoot Masters will be coming to the YouTube channel right here on this channel, April 8th, as a matter of fact. If Jeff Paul could pick one PWL match that there's footage of to showcase not necessarily his talent, but his organization, his promotion's talent, what would the one match be that Jeff Paul would want to make sure to be on that debut episode for folks to see?
Well, there's been so many. Anytime me and Huff work each other, we have really good matches.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Aaron West have had some really good matches. My personal favorite, not even from a wrestling standpoint, but because I survived it when I should have died, was the match with Huff Manley at the rec center where I got kicked off the balcony through the 2 tables.
Chew.
So that was insane. Once I hit, I kind of just like, all right, I'm alive. Is everything still intact? And I actually worked my whole family. I checked into the hospital on Facebook, and they actually went to the hospital.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so.
I've seen pictures of that bump, and it looks scary just from the pictures.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the video.
Definitely. I want to see the match regardless, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a great match. And there's been so many good ones. Some of my best matches have happened at the 4-H camp shows. We do it for the special needs kids twice a year, and they love it. They absolutely love it. That's another thing I'm proud of my roster for. They do it for free. They don't ask for payday or nothing. Weekday shows, we go set up the ring in the middle of the field. All the campers come out and watch. Jeff Paul always tries to cancel camp, but he always can't because he gets beat.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Ernest goes to camp deal, and you're the heel in the situation. I
love it, man. It's fun.
That's cool. I didn't know you guys did that. That's awesome. How proud of you were you of Huff, Josh Williams, and some of your guys at that the deal over the weekend, the King of the Juniors tournament? That's what I'm looking for.
Every time, hang on one second. I'm just going to check my chart. Oh, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
So every single time that Josh Williams steps in the ring, it is it's magic.
Mm-hmm.
And again, going back to what I said about Huff, Huff Manley's one of those guys too. He just keeps his nose clean, man. Like you never hear he's never in any BS. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's never in any BS. He never really gets into it with anybody. I have seen him open up a can of whoop ass one time though.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, it was well deserved. We had an incident where we had to kick a fan out of a show for being, a racist asshole or whatever. And it escalated to the parking lot, and, that dude got his butt whooped several times that night. But, yeah, so Huff Manley can throw down if he needs to.
Okay.
But nah, I'm proud of Josh Williams. Like I said, Josh Williams I always say he's the next Jamie Noble. And I know that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody, but, the accent, he's not a very tall guy, but when he walks into the room, he demands, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Demands respect. His demeanor is there. He looks good too, man. He's in the gym every day.
Oh, I tell you, as far as our office, Josh Williams is coming to this show, and when him and Ely was up, here comes match of the night, Derek. Make sure you get this. And I pulled Josh off to the side, and I'm going to make my little brag on here. Me and him had a little conversation about the podcast. Josh told me he has turned down numerous options to be on podcasts, numerous opportunities. But coming up this week, Josh Williams will be on WrestleRoni. So I like that. I'm a big fan of the guy. I'm happy that he chose mine over the others.
He's from humble beginnings, man, and that's the best way to be. That's the type of people you want on your roster.
For sure.
You know what I mean? They remember where they come from. They're not egotistical. And he is. He's Josh Williams, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not going to be a problem in any locker room he goes in. Just a straight up cool dude, man.
Yeah.
Cool dude. He's not, and like I said, the only thing I've ever told him to do is he did that amazing move. I'm sure you saw it, the one that went kind of viral at my show. I'm like, dude, don't ever do. It was when he was working Corey Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, don't ever do that when it's intermission. Everybody's at the concession stand. It was a great spot, and nobody saw it.
But that's what I tell the guys. There may be 5 people in those bleachers, but you don't know who's going to take that video and put it online. And like you said, that video was everywhere. So
yeah, and it was everywhere. And the first thing people start saying is they're shitting on my promotion. Why would you do that with so few people? I'm like, guys, cut me a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we didn't draw the best that show, but they were at the concession stand.
Yeah, well, and again, I've had Tyler Jacks was on the show, and he talked about how the crowd wasn't really into it. There wasn't much of a crowd there that night, but they still wanted to give 110% because that's what they're there to do. They're not there to half-ass it. And you've got guys like Sid Meier's, like Sean Phoenix, like Cyclops, that just, these guys are so talented, and like you said, just humble as hell, just doing their thing.
Yeah, and dude, I've been, not to change the subject, but speaking of gyms, because I put Josh Williams over, I'm gonna put myself over.
Okay.
I've been busting ass in the gym. I don't know if you've seen all
I've
my
seen.
stuff, but I started out at 225. I weighed in at 211 this morning.
You're getting
So,
diced. See, you were kind of mogged, now you're getting diced.
yeah, I'm trying to just tone up everything. I have some big stuff coming up. I can't really comment on them until they go through, but I've got a lot of big things coming up. And, I've told people, that's like I tell people, and it's not me even being arrogant, but it's like, use me while you can, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
maybe a time very soon in the near future, I get that call. Can't really say too much more, but I'll be limited what I can and can't do.
Right on. Right on. Yeah. And I know what you're talking about, and good on you. Good on you. Whenever I heard these rumblings and these rumors, I said, that's the perfect guy for that place. That's what I'll say. So I think you'll fit in right perfectly.
I tell people all the time, man, I can't, I'm not in the gym just for the hell of it. There's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Well, and it'll pay off. I can't wait. Can't wait. You was talking about XVW earlier. It's funny that I've been watching XVW. Call me a weirdo, but I watch Public Access on the computer out of Dayton, Ohio. So I've been watching them forever. So they're an established brand in my mind, at least. So I'm curious to see when you're going to be popping up on another episode of XVW. Is that some promotion you'd like to keep working with going forward?
Oh, I go there. It's great, man. The drive sucks for me because it's over 4 hours. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not nobody's fault. It's just where I live. But if I can get people to go with me, it helps. But again, some of these kids, man, they don't want to take the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You tell them, hey, I've got an empty seat in the car. You've got to jump at stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, dude, somebody's going to try to get you on a good established promotion that runs weekly. That's what people understand. I don't think people know how hard it is to run a weekly promotion.
Oh, I can't imagine.
I couldn't imagine running weekly. So anybody that's running weekly is pretty good, in my opinion. So, and dude, they've got fucking pyro when you walk out on stage. You know what I mean?
They got a stage, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, they've got pyro. They've got photographers. I mean, they've got it all. And, what I like about it too, man, and this is just me, is, like, I always have to tone it down everywhere I go. You know what I mean? There, dude, you can pretty much cuss or do whatever, which is nice. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and drop 3 F-bombs because I can get heat other ways. But it is nice, if you see somebody and call them a fat ass or something. You know what I mean? Not have to worry about losing the venue.
For sure. Because go back to the RSW show over the weekend. We were at a youth center. So all of us had to watch to make sure we didn't say anything, even when a show wasn't going on. And I know RSW does have some adult-only shows coming up where alcohol will be served. So
see, that's the kind I got to be on those.
That's what I was going to say. Hopefully we can get you on those shows so you can let loose a little bit.
Hopefully Tim will book me, but we'll see.
Come on, Tim Cross.
Tim, man.
You're talking about, I'm glad you mentioned that. Talking about guys just not wanting to get in a car. Shit, Tim won't let me in his fucking truck. I'll be coming up there to more PWL shows. I'll be going to more VCW shows. Tim Cross won't let me in his fucking truck no more, the motherfucker.
He's protective of that truck. Every time I'm looking for him at a show, he's moving his truck.
Because people draw dicks on it.
He's making his truck. You know what I mean? I'm waiting to go out there one day and he'd be going to town on the tailpipe.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Jesus Christ, dude. The truck is not going nowhere, Tim, I promise.
He'd be giving it to the tailpipe and Nolan be there cupping his balls. I said it.
Yeah, old Nolan loves Tim, man.
Oh my, those two. He named his new baby mouse or whatever Goblin something. And Phineas is going. Nolan Phineas is going. I don't know. We're breaking too many rules now. We're really peeling the curtain back too much.
But I will. Nolan's a solid dude, though, in my opinion.
Well, he's back in the ring now. By God, let's see if he still got it. It's been a few months.
Well, let's see. And the best way to test that would be to get in with, I don't know, maybe Jeff Paul.
There you go. There you go. I'd like to see him get in there with Josh Williams.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a test.
I actually got to tag with Josh Williams against DD Trash. You talk about heat.
Yeah.
I mean, us two together. It's pretty intense, man. He's a good, like I said, dude, I don't put myself over. I go by what other people saying. And, I mean, a lot of people put over my heel work. So,
yeah, you're doing something right.
Either they're all lying or it's true. So,
believe me. The first time I had you on the show, the way you just kept looking at that camera, I thought you were a dick. I mean,
yeah.
you're a dick, but, you're one of the good dicks.
I'm that guy that's at the gym looking in the mirror, flexing.
Hey, man, if you can fucking do it, believe me. Fuck yeah. You'd mentioned DD Trash. What are these guys like to work with?
I'm telling you, man, Ron doesn't get enough credit. Ron, actually gives a shit about the business. You know what I mean? He legit gives a shit about the business. And I say that because, there's people that'll pretend to care, you know what I'm saying? But they don't care about the little things that will make you, the little things is what keeps you from being good or great. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't ever, Ron's the one that actually got me up there in Dayton, those weekday bookings.
Okay.
And he said, what really helped me progress my career was the weekday bookings. So, and it's helped me a lot too, man, because you got to think, a lot of people, they'll wrestle maybe Friday night and Saturday night. Then they're sitting on their ass Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I can get that extra work, I love weekday bookings too, because who wouldn't want to wrestle during the week? Who wants to have to wait till Saturday to go do what you love?
Right on. And by you working with all these different promotions, you have more opportunities to do this crazy weekday wrestling at XVW or wherever it may be. So at School of Morton, I've seen you on there. So
I love Morton, man. They've really helped me. The main reason I've been at School of Morton too, I try to tell people this, is TV and indie wrestling is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on TV, you have to stick to your times. People so bad on the indies about ignoring their times. If I tell them go 10 minutes, they're out there 12 and 13, or, if they say 4 minutes on TV, you've got 4 minutes. That's not 4 minutes and 10 seconds. You've got 4 minutes.
Right on.
You have to know how to work the hard cam.
Yep.
That's something I've really stressed, like I've tried to work on myself, is knowing how to work the hard camera.
Right on. And
School of Morton's great for that, man, because that last name Morton, dude, it gets a lot of followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of eyes on that product.
Yep.
But yeah, I love it, man. I love it there.
Good. And that's a good point you made. The indies are different than TV. RSW, we're putting out a weekly TV, but it's not by design. It's because I wanted to put out something weekly for folks to follow. So I don't consider us a TV company, but we're setting up cameras and we're learning along the way. You can see guys starting to notice to talk to the camera when they come out or whatever it may be. So, RSW.
And it's all about, it's like anything you do, man. It's, repetitions. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. And I don't think people understand that. You don't just wake up one day and be good. You have to, I still, all the cool stuff I'm doing right now, I'm staying booked out 4 days a week. I'm still not where I want to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting there every single day, but I'm so everybody has their own goal. You know what I mean? Everybody has one goal that they, want to set. My goal is to,
I don't even want to say my goal, but I know what it is. And once that happens, then I'll be like, okay, well, maybe I made it. But then after that, I'll have an even bigger goal. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. When you start to be content with stuff, is when you get sloppy.
There you go. Yep.
So like these guys that's here in WWE right now, man. I mean, they're still going to the performance center when they can.
Right.
They're on the road 300 some days out of the year. They're still stopping at the local gym working out. You know what I mean? Like they're never content with what's going on.
And I'm
So
learning too, and I could be
that's my
crazy.
big thing. Like you just can't ever.
Oh, we're losing signal. You're a pixelated mess, Jeff Paul.
You said
Okay, what I
I
was
can hear
saying.
you fine. You said
Okay,
you're yeah.
what I'm kind of seeing, and I could be crazy. Everybody's got their different point of views. Not that it's right or wrong, but there's just guys that want more or want it more. Some guys do want to get up to WWE or NWA, Impact, whatever. And some guys just want to do it on the weekend, and I don't even want to call it a hobby because they do take it seriously. They do bust their ass. But they're kind of content just staying here and, doing it on the weekends. And I don't see anything wrong with that. It's just different people have different goals.
But see, the difference is them. Some people is like you said, even though they're those weekend guys, they're still taking it serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've invested in their gear. They've invested in their look.
Right.
They're safe in the ring. They aren't out there doing dumb shit.
Yeah,
So
there's.
that's like, to me, that's the professional. You know what I mean? And you'll come across these goofs a lot of times. Like Brandon Ashworth comes to mind when I talk about this. Like, they'll tell you, I've been in the business for, 14 years or 15 years. And it's like, dude, but what have you actually, like, you're working 2 to 3 matches a year. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, you can't pull that veteran card. That's like that goof up in, where was we, Cleveland or whatever?
Yeah. Parma. Yeah.
When he started talking crap to my boys, and,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't going to go well for him if anything would have happened. But it didn't, obviously, because he's a bitch. But you know what I mean. So it's like one of those things where you can't. Sorry, I've lost my fiance. But anyway, you can't pull the time in card if you're really not putting the time in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like saying you've been with a job for 20 years, but you only work 2 days a week. That's not really, you've not really been there 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So
Yeah. Fuck. I did 2 matches back in 2009. So shit. I've been in the business
yes,
longer than you.
yeah. So I mean, I guess that's the way they look at it, man.
And that's
Like
crazy.
it's
I felt like an idiot and an asshole even saying that because
yeah.
that
But
ain't
some
shit.
actually believe that in their minds, dude. They actually believe that to be real.
Well, that's another
Like they,
thing. It takes all types. There's clinically unwell people in this business. That
well, yeah, there is, and so there's two. There's people have legit, they're legit messed up in the
Yeah.
minds. I mean, then you have people that's just straight assholes, dude, and they act the way they do because they've never been popped in the mouth, and that's seriously what it is.
Right.
They've been able to bully people their whole life. They've been able to talk crap with no repercussions, dude. And social media is real bad about that too.
Yeah.
There's no you can get on there and say what you want to say, and there's no repercussions. So
Well, and that's something that was brought up over the weekend as well. You never know when that crazy tweet's going to come back to haunt you. And I was thinking about that during that seminar. It was something Phil Stamper said. You can
yeah,
say something years and it'll come back to haunt you. And I got to thinking about my Twitter. I dare anybody to call my Twitter. If I said something, I stand behind it. But I don't see me burning any bridges or saying anything dumb on social media. Maybe it's the way I was brought up. Maybe I'm a more positive guy than some. But just don't fucking put it out
if
there if you got to
if
worry
you make
about it.
any social media, you're going to offend somebody though. I mean, it's you could post it like, dude, I posted a picture. So like, I got the little app that shows me who unfriends me or whatever.
Hmm.
I posted a picture so that Jeremy guy. I don't want to try to pronounce his last name because I'll mess it up.
Ganger or whatever. He's the one that stopped that mass shooting in Dayton, Ohio, and they actually honored him on NXT.
Okay.
But he works at the promotion I work at in Dayton. We actually did a Rumble together last night.
Okay.
So I took a picture with him, dude. Hey, and I'm like, not every day you meet a national hero or whatever. Some, like, 2 people unfriended me for making that post. Like, how the hell could that offend somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
But
yeah, you'll have
it,
situations like that. I piss Tim Cross off daily without trying.
but it could have been something as simple as I don't, like, I didn't like what he was wearing, he's traveling the country and I'm stuck in my, what I mean,
Right on.
my dump of a home, whatever type deal. I mean, it's, it is what it is, dude. Um, Thing is, I don't ever say anything I won't stand on. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, those tweets will come back and haunt you and stuff. But also, there's people, there's people out there that like can use social media for the good. You know what I mean? Social media is a good tool, and it can be the devil as well. But I mean, look how many people do like tried to ruin Jeff Hardy, man. And I'm telling you, dude, I've been around him several times. That's the nicest dude you'll ever meet in your life. And, I
Right.
mean, he had a legit addiction, dude. And, we talk about there's help, there's resources. But if it's somebody famous or somebody, that will get, nationally recognized if they fuck up, then we are quick to, instead of offering help, we jump to Twitter jail. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or we judge them on social.
Yeah. And I
So
mean,
I don't.
and here's the thing: a lot of people, everybody loves Jeff Hardy because we all grew up watching him. But
Yeah,
let's say Jeff Paul slips and fucks up, they're gonna fucking dogpile you because you don't have that Armageddon 2009. You don't have that TLC match under your belt. It's a whole different perception. Plus, you're a heel character. Uh, it's all depends on who fucks up and when. I love Jeff Hardy just the same as anybody else, but it's like I said, it just depends on who fucks up, what the repercussions are.
I can only hope that he got help, man.
And
I
if
mean, I know
he,
he's avoided jail time, but I'm hoping because alcoholism something's very personal to me because I lost my dad to it. You know what I mean? And
mhm,
alcohol DTs is the only DT that can actually physically kill you. You know what I mean? Like if you try to quit cold turkey,
right on.
like you'll actually die. So I hope he got the help. I'm not will judge him because he's put his body through hell. He could have, he could be dealing with some demons, depression, anxiety, stuff we don't know about. But
Yeah, and
like I
that's
said, the same people that, my point is, the same people that'll probably crucify him on social media would ask him for a picture if they saw him walking through the airport. You
there
know
you
what I mean?
go.
That's just how it is. That's how social media works.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You're exactly right. Well, fuck them all. PWL got some big shows coming up. Starting what, this Friday or this Saturday?
Friday night, please, if you can come out, come out. Because, like I said, I want to pack the place for many reasons. Number one, I don't want my ass to go in the hole. But number two is I really just want, like I said, I mean, there's not a bad, like, as a promoter and a worker, sometimes on shows I'm like, all right, well, that match may kill the crowd. Let's put that here.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no match on that card that could potentially kill that crowd.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
every match is a main event caliber match. It was actually hard to put the card together because, like, well, fuck, who do we put in the main event? They're all so good. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's a good
So,
point.
but that's the kind of shows you want, man. Balls to the wall from opening to closing. Balls to the wall.
I'm very intrigued by a lot of those matches, but Chance Profit and Vance Desmond, I hope somebody gets me some footage. I want to see the whole show, but I definitely want to see that match. Now, let's tell the folks the venue so they don't end up going to the wrong fucking show.
It's the Salvation Armory in Princeton, West Virginia. Very easy to find, easy parking, big gymnasium. You can't miss it. Yeah, stay away from Hinton because that's where the other show is. So if you go to Hinton, you went too far.
I was going to say somebody sneaking up behind you, but it's your fiance, so you're good. Okay.
Oh yeah, I should probably be helping her. I look like an asshole sitting in here. while she's loading up the car, and probably somebody will take a picture of that and like, look at this jerk.
Superstar
Well,
podcast, man.
nobody tells her to go and buy the whole store, man. But she seems to do it every time.
Hell yeah.
Every time. I think I did get a pair of Under Armour shorts out of the deal because I threw them in the buggy when she wasn't looking. So, but yeah, man. I got some big stuff coming up. You know, I've got that match with Ricky Morton coming up the 14th.
Yeah.
He's winding his in-ring career down. So that's kind of an honor for me.
So you got Kerry coming up and Ricky coming up.
Yeah. They want to change my last name to Morton.
No, well, hell, you got the blonde hair. Why not? Better a Morton than a Paul, sir.
I wish I could be a Robert. He's hung like a horse, but maybe at that one out I won't get in trouble. But if you've never heard the legend of Robert Gibson, you need to look into it.
Nah, I have heard.
He's a very gifted man.
God bless him. Rock and roll all night, by God.
Yeah, he does.
So
he does.
You got the Morton clan coming down the pike. You've got frickin' Jason Kincaid coming down the pike. Beard versus Beard. You're a busy man. I definitely wish you the best, sir. Anything I didn't mention? We got PWL, next Saturday back at Crossroads Mall, right, on April 8th?
PWL, yeah, it's get gas, your gas light's on. Anyway, well, we're going to be out of gas, but anyway, so, yeah, we'll be at the mall next weekend. So again, man, I hope it does well. But those mall shows kill it, man. I think it's such a bigger population up that area.
Yeah.
And also, guys, if anybody wants to train to become a professional wrestler, so from my understanding, Power Slam Academy has moved to Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So, to my knowledge, and I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. We're one of maybe 2 to 3 schools in the entire state of West Virginia right now.
Okay.
And here's the thing: I don't do the training. I don't want to do the training. So it's Benny Conley, who has been doing this for years.
Yep.
Hell of a worker, and Aaron West, another hell of a worker. So, and these guys, I pop into the trainings because I handle, the administrative part of everything, and these guys are killing it. They're actually.
And that's right there in the mall, right?
Yeah, in the mall, the old Deb store. So, we lease that building? So, that storefront. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man, y'all gotta check it out. And also, I'll go ahead and give a little spoiler alert. The new ring will be here before the next show. So
sweet.
The ring we've been using, it's not the best, but I will say I'm very grateful for it.
Right on.
Because without it, we would have not been able to run these shows. So shout out to Vince for hooking us up with the ring. And he didn't, like I said, Vince, a cool guy, man. He didn't have to let us use it. He's been letting us use it, keep it there, and that helps me a lot, man. So in return, I think he's running a show on April 22nd. I'm gonna help him out as much as I can.
Hell yeah! So
it's all about helping each other out. And
exactly.
You got your people to help one another out, and then you got your people like Brian Logan. So that's the 2 type of people in this world. And you know who I'm. Friday night who I'm trying to prove a point to. So. And
I have all the confidence in the world at you. Like I say, I put my name out there on the line for PWL.
Right now, I'm not bragging, but so we ran the Quality Inn Ballroom. My ring announcer who used to do those shows with Brian Logan told me they never drew more than like 17 people at those shows. Mm-hmm. We drew close to 60, I think. You know what I mean? In a ballroom.
There you go.
I was happy with it. It was a win for me. Because I didn't have to, whatever you can do, Brian Logan, I'm going to do better than you is what I'm saying.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. Let's see where you're at in 10 years. Let's see where Brian Logan's at in 10 years.
Hopefully, I'll say that, but hopefully not around at all. Maybe. But a piece of shit like that will live to be 90.
Right. Well, let's just let him be 90 and old and by himself in a retirement home just away from the damn wrestling business. Spooky Lou
Yeah.
said it. Fuckers.
Well, yeah. Hopefully. But like I said, those types of people seem to live forever.
Fuck them. What we learned
But
today, if you're a wrestling fan, get down to Crossroads Mall. Either watch a show or start training. Fucking get in there and live your dreams. Get down to Crossroads Mall. Where are we at? Beckley? What Crossroads Mall's in Beckley, am I right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So get
We
down there
try
and
to
watch
make
the
it
show.
very affordable, man. We're not trying to break anybody's pockets. You know what I mean? We try to make it very affordable.
For sure. Yeah. Hot dogs are affordable. Don't have to buy a ticket to buy a hot dog. That system's crazy, Preston County. I don't know what the hell y'all's doing, man. You don't
Well,
even...
what? You have to buy a ticket to buy a hot dog?
Yeah, at the youth center, man, it was a debacle. I hadn't eaten the whole day before that show. And it's an hour till showtime, and all I wanted was a hot dog, and they still weren't ready. I didn't get that hot dog till 2 matches in, and I had to eat it in shifts. And I had to buy tickets
Well, I
to buy
didn't
the
give
hot
you.
dog.
I didn't give you permission to eat my payday anyway.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Like I said, I had to eat that fucker in shifts. 2 bites here, film a match, 2 bites here. That shit was crazy. Any
But
last
yeah, man,
words for
we're-
the viewers, Jeff Paul?
well, just I say, please come out if you can. If not, still give us a like on Facebook, follow us. Go live your dreams if you ain't living them already. Be my best advice.
There you go.
Yeah, if I listened to everybody that told me not to do this 5 years ago, and what's funny is my advice before I got off here: be careful who you shit on, because the same people that shit on me 5 years ago are now wanting to come work for me or wanting to use me. So the universe has a weird way of, kind of, it always comes back around.
There you
So
go.
be very.
And another piece of advice to my fans and listeners: if somebody PayPals you $1,000 for a wrestling ring and you don't have a wrestling ring, then simply send them the $1,000 back and even apologize if you're a decent person.
Dude, the thing is, like, I don't even think it was one of those things where, like, it had to be all returned. And, like, by now, if he would have just been making payments, like $200 a month, it would have been reimbursed. The problem, he pretty much just said, "Hey, I done it. I'm not sorry about it," and that's it.
Wow.
So, I mean, bold, dude. And then you go as far as you're going to come here and run a show after you just fucked everybody over.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Like I said, hey, whatever world that guy's living in, man. But like I said, we'll make it work. I mean,
And what was
he's
his
gonna.
name? What was his name in the big time for the listeners that don't know? I can't even think of it right now.
Oh God, it was Brian something Brian. God, what was it? I don't know. I see it on all those Smoky Mountain flyers. He's
a piece of shit. Brian Logan's the name.
yeah, he's a has-been that never was.
There you
So,
go.
And like I said, I don't feel sorry for people like that, dude. $1,000 is a lot of money.
Where the hell are you now?
I'm at Walmart looking at the figurines, man. I always do a figure check.
I got you.
The independent wrestler has to resell these things. You see my girl's taking my wallet going crazy in Sam's Club.
I got you. You guys and your selling your damn wrestling figures. Man,
When y'all see me at the ice machine after shows, just know I'm trying to make an honest living. These knees stay scabbed up.
It's been another one of them episodes with Jeff Paul. Third appearance, Jeff Paul. You're up in the record books now. There's only like one person ahead of you. You've been on here more than Billy Knox now. Shit.
I'm gonna need 3 hot dogs next show.
Well, you talk to Tim. I'll tell him to give you 3 hot dogs.
Maybe even a little chili.
Well, 4 shows in a live panel, you'll get your chili.
Did I ever tell you the chili? Well, I'm not gonna say on here, but ask somebody about the chili dog story when you get a chance.
If you can't offer up a story, then not give it, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
No.
pretty much, we were doing a double shot. It was a couple summers ago. We were double shotting, and we worked at the Pipe Stem, like this private club at the Pipe Stem, an outdoor show. And dude, it was so hot, like the canvas was burning your skin when you would hit it. You know what I mean? Like it was literally that hot. Like you couldn't work the mat because you would just like, I mean, you would actually get real life burns.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets pretty good. So we're working the show, and at the end of the show, this sweet little old woman's like, "Hey, does anybody want some chili dogs?" You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I'm not going to turn down free food. You know what I'm saying? Why would I?
Right.
So I was like, "Yeah, I'll take some chili dogs." You know what I mean? So I eat them, dude. Well, then I had the double shot to BGW. Well, I get to BGW, dude. Like on the way up there, I'm like, "Man, these went straight through me. I got to use the bathroom." So I was like, I'll just do it at the Beckley Mall when we stop. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I run in there, you know what I mean? Like I'm squeezing my cheeks together, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep everything in or whatever. And I get in there, dude, and the door is locked, the bathroom door. And it just all comes out, man.
Oh, no.
So Schaefer was right. I was riding with Schaefer. So like I pretty much ran out of the mall butt ass naked, bro. I just threw all the clothes away, and he's like, he gets out his car, he starts like throwing up and stuff. So like he gives me these. He's like, "Here, clean yourself up." So he gives me these Clorox wipes, dude, like the bleach wipes. I wipe my ass with them, man. So like you're not supposed to wipe your ass with Clorox wipes. You know what I'm saying? So I got like, this chemical burn or whatever. Well, then, like before we got to the venue, I'm like, "Bro, you're going to have to give me some shorts." Like I literally rode to the venue naked. Like I'm like, "You got to give me some shorts." So he goes in the Dollar General, dude. He gives me like these $5 basketball shorts.
Uh-huh.
Well, like I put them on, dude, and my right testicle's hanging out of the shorts. They had a hole in them when he bought them.
Jesus.
So like I couldn't eat. So like I had to run into BGW and I got straight in the shower. Like, but that's what that show consisted of.
A shitty ass and your left nut hanging out of your shorts.
Yes, never again, dude. So like that is when from that day forward, I swore off chili dogs because they ruined my life.
Yeah, that sounds like a rough time, man. That's
I want to say one more thing how my family gets treated down here.
okay.
And this calls won't come down here. Look at this right here. How do I flip this thing around? Look at that. Not one in.
Damn.
That's how my family gets treated.
Well, yeah, they're buying all your stuff, getting you all the money.
Well, they need to keep it stocked. Nobody wants no body armor or Gatorade. Prime is the drink of the future.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. It's been another eye-opening interview with Jeff Paul. We've had some controversy. We've had some shitting yourself stories, which are always fun. But like I say, the important thing is keep your eye on PWL. Big shows coming up. The fans can't be wrong. Listen to the fans at these shows. They're going nuts. Stacked rosters. Jeff Paul up against Ricky Morton. Jeff Paul against Kerry Morton. Jeff Paul against Jason the Gift Kincaid. Beard versus beard. He's a hot commodity right now, folks. Check him at XVW in Dayton. Check him on School Morton. You don't know where this fuck. Battleground Wrestling. RSW. Huh?
You don't know where I'll be.
You never know. I thank you,
And
Jeff Paul.
I tell you where I won't be. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Anywhere near that piece of shit, Brian Logan.
There you go.
All right, man. Have a good night.
We appreciate you. WrestleRonians, we appreciate you. It's been WrestleRoni. We're out there.